Hey y'all, welcome to another episode of Warped Wise Woman. I'm going to be doing a reaction video today of a school video that I had to watch. Well, I'm going to try to do a reaction video. This is like my first time, so maybe, okay. Alright, so I'm going to hit the record button. Is it recording? Okay, it is recording. Alright, we're gonna do that, and now we're gonna just play.
Our next story is on a subject that scares many, mental illness, because there's so much we don't understand. In any given year, 5% of Americans have serious mental health problems. Many cases, mood disorders, PTSD, addiction, according to a government study, go untreated.
Not lying too, but a lot of people suffer from mental illness, and my hair is like everywhere. Like, wow, it's my fan. It's cool. So yeah, you got to be aware of mental awareness. I suffer from depression, and it's a very scary thing. Very scary. Whatever. Here we go.
But tonight, Dr. Sanjay Gupta is going to show you a new kind of surgery that literally changes the way our brains work.
I don't like this surgery, y'all, by the way.
For as long as Edie Guyton can remember, she could not get the sad thoughts out of her head.
I mean, my mother used to say to me, "Smile, Edie, why don't you smile?" And I would, give up something like that maybe, or just think, what is there to smile about?
What are things
At
to
19,
smile
her
about?
blank face reflected what would later be diagnosed as severe depression.
That expression is the best I could do.
What's it like to look at it now?
I feel sorry for her. I feel bad for her that she couldn't smile.
It's not a bad picture. She actually looks pretty good. I mean, she's a lovely younger lady. I don't know how many people have seen pictures of older like this, where like in the 40s, 50s. My mom's got one when she was little. I swear to God, y'all, she looked just like Nellie Olson, like from Little House on the Prairie. Like, wow.
That she couldn't talk to me about, what is going on with her that would lead her to cut her wrist several months later.
It was her sophomore year. Academic and social pressures were the trigger. And one night,
For reasons that are inexplicable to me, even now, got up and started playing with a razor. And
You cut your wrists. You cut both your wrists.
yeah,
That's horrible.
she went into counseling, but it didn't help. Over the next 40 years, she tried everything else, including psychiatric drugs and electroconvulsive shock therapy.
and then there was a few years that I think I felt pretty good, but then I went back down, and I went back down very.
Don't even look like her
There
there.
were 2 more suicide attempts before she conquered the demon. What finally worked? Well, if you could look inside Edie Guyton's head today, this is what you'd see.
I don't think about it, but I have electrodes in my brain.
2 electrodes, the
Oh,
thickness
God.
of angel hair pasta, powered by a battery pack under her collarbone.
And the wire goes up here
No.
and then into my brain.
Yeah, no.
Specifically to a part of the brain known as Area 25. It's an experimental treatment.
So what are we looking at here?
Pioneered by neurologist Dr. Helen Mayberg.
The exit where we're stimulating.
Since the mid-1990s, Mayberg has
Area 25. That kind of reminds me of like Area 51, but Area 25. Seriously, Area 25. Okay, alright. So when you're severely depressed, it's because your Area 25, I do believe they said, is overactive. So you need an underactive Area 25.
And using high-tech imaging to study the brain circuits that control our moods. She figured out that Area 25 is the junction box in the center of it all.
The junction box!
Here we go, Charlie.
Holy shit.
Mayberg's research also showed that in depressed patients, Area 25 is relatively overactive.
Yeah, see, overactive.
Here, again, you can see Area 25, except now it's red as opposed to blue, because this is an increase.
She theorized that in patients like Edie Guyton, who did not respond to conventional treatments, Area 25 was somehow stuck in overdrive.
It just was a matter of following the experimental trail. Okay,
The trail led to the operating room
I have one.
and a procedure known as deep brain stimulation, DBS.
Brain
Here at Emory,
surgery,
where
y'all.
I'm on staff, my colleagues have been using deep brain stimulation for more than 15 years to treat movement disorders such as Parkinson's disease. In that case, they're targeting the brain's motor system. But Dr. Mayberg wanted to use DBS to target Area 25 for patients with severe depression. So beginning in 2003, working with a brain surgeon in Toronto, she began testing it on 6 patients. It had never been done before.
We had patients who were profoundly without any options and suffering. And we had a hypothesis.
What did you worry about most in terms of potential side effects from actually stimulating 25?
Because of its vital position, its junction.
Okay, y'all, I don't mean to pause here, but if you gave her a little bit of a facelift and a little bit different color of hair, she kind of looks like a, oh, I just had the name. Oh, crap. Susan Sarandon. That's who this lady looks like. So if they ever made a real life movie, that's probably who they should get to do the, this lady, Susan Sarandon.
Box location. For all we knew, we were going to activate it and actually make people feel worse.
Instead, Mayberg saw 2/3 of the patients get significantly better. She has since reported similar results for 31 others.
And we not only get them better, but with continued stimulation with this device, they stay well.
People who had lived in a block of emotional ice. People like Edie, who had lived that way for years.
It's not that you won't be happy or that you aren't happy. It's you can't be happy.
Not even when her grandniece, Susan, was born.
And somebody handed her to me, and I held her, but I didn't even put her face to mine. I just held her, but I was going through the motions, and I felt really nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing. Nothing.
On the day of surgery, Edie's head was mounted in a rigid frame.
The sound of the drill, the feeling of it, and my teeth are going like this. I think it hit home to me that you're
Yeah.
having brain surgery. Somebody is going into your brain.
That's what I find crazy, is in order to have brain surgery, like, usually you have to be awake for it. Like, there's, I mean, they're doing stuff in your brain, so you kind of got to be awake for it. Yeah. I think,
Imagine living in a hole so dark you cannot see, so deep you cannot escape. That's severe depression. Now doctors are experimenting with a cutting-edge treatment, battery-powered brains. How does it work? Can it cure depression? Dr. Gupta continues his investigation.
operating room at Emory University in Atlanta.
Right now, we're just going to anchor this
I
one in
don't
place.
like.
These doctors are
brain
trying to
surgery.
use deep brain stimulation to turn off severe depression.
Figuring out where the blood vessels are and obviously choosing the target. Is that right?
The target is Area 25, a junction box for brain circuits that control our moods.
Our patients are miserable. It's beyond sadness. They spend most of their day just sitting there, often thinking, why can't I just die?
7.4.
At first, patients are lightly
I think I'd
sedated
rather
as Dr. Robert Gross
sit there and think
drills
that.
2 holes. With an instrument to guide him, he then inserts the electrodes. To make sure the electrodes are in the right spot, we can actually listen for neurons firing in the brain. The gray matter sounds like this. The white matter is silent. And that's where they want the electrodes. The white matter, just below Area 25.
Oh.
Just confirmed that all electrodes basically are.
Oh my gosh, y'all. Your gray matter makes sound and your white matter is silent. Oh.
in the right place.
It was a procedure, just like this, done on Edie Guyton.
What were the risks? What did they tell you?
Brain damage,
Uh-huh.
infection.
Uh-huh.
Did you have second thoughts about doing this?
No,
It was that bad.
it was that.
She didn't have second thoughts because she had her Area 25 not working right. And if her Area 25 was working right, her brain would tell her, no, we don't want shit in our brains. Like, oh.
Deep brain stimulation would change her life. You could see it happen when she was wide awake in the operating room with Doctors Paul Holzheimer and Helen Maber.
Are you okay, Edie? Okay.
As a benchmark, they asked Edie to rate her feelings on a scale of 1 to 10, starting with dread.
Your sense of dread is getting worse. Rate it.
2 minutes later, they turned on one of the 4 contacts.
How does it feel right now? Is it still high? What's the dread right now?
A drop from 8 to 3. But doctors would soon get an even better result.
Feel like they're gonna make some changes.
Remember, before the surgery, Edie could not connect emotionally with her grandniece, Susan. Then, they turned on contact number 2.
Just let me know if anything changes. Just give a shout.
I just almost smiled.
You just almost smiled?
Yes,
To describe that for us, would you please?
I haven't smiled for a long time. Or laughed.
It brings tears to your eyes to see somebody that's in such pain, and then that goes away. When you say you almost smiled, did something strike you as funny, or is it just sort of spontaneous?
It was, well, I actually got thinking of playing with Susan.
Now, while they got this, y'all realize that on the other side, like, her brain is exposed. It's just out there. Cringy.
Started thinking about Susan. And I thought I was I was holding her with her face to me, right there in the middle of brain surgery. I felt feelings that I thought were gone.
What's that like, just to think that a machine and electricity could transform your emotions like that?
It felt fantastic. I didn't care what was doing it. It just felt great.
It's been 5 years. Edie is one of Dr. Mayberg's most dramatic success stories.
I feel pretty good. I don't feel good all the time. But this gives me the capacity that if I can If there is joy in my life, I have the capacity to feel it.
But what exactly is going on? What is DBS doing to the brain circuits?
What do we and don't we know about why this works?
To be brutally honest, we have no idea how this works.
And if Area 20...
We have no idea why it works. We're just gonna stick it in there and do it. What gave you the idea to do it if you don't know why it works? Shouldn't you know why it works? Obviously, you're... Wow! I don't even know what to say about that, y'all. Glad it works, but you should know why it works. Okay.
5 is so important. Why doesn't everyone get better?
Maybe we're doing something wrong. Maybe it's not in the right place. Maybe they're not the right patient. That means we've got to understand the biology better.
Mayberg's research is part of this quiet revolution in medicine. In addition to depression, scientists are looking at DBS targets for obsessive-compulsive disorder, epilepsy, Tourette syndrome, and Alzheimer's. In the meantime...
You know, I mean, that'd be great if it would help Alzheimer's, but I don't see how, because my understanding of Alzheimer's is that that's literally your brain, just pieces of it dying. I could be wrong on that. I didn't like biology when I took it, so, but I'm pretty sure Alzheimer's is a brain disease that can't be stopped because I mean, it can be slowed down, yes, but it's your brain dying in pieces. I think that's it. It has to do with losing your gray matter and it becoming more of a white matter. That sounded racist. I'm glad we don't have black spots in our brain, because then it'd be really horrible. But yeah, your white matter is okay and all, but I think it's your gray matter that has all your thinking stuff in it. Or, yeah, I think gray matter is what matters.
Time, Edie
Gray matter's life.
for her new life.
That's stupid. Sorry. Gray lives matter.
With the battery pack delivering about
There we go.
1/1000th of the power that a flashlight bulb uses.
Do you feel any electricity or anything?
I don't feel anything in my head at all. Did you go off medication when you were pregnant?
She's active with the mental health advocacy and support group. And she recently traveled to Italy with old friends from college.
And that smile was real. I was okay.
It's only been an issue once.
At the airport, I just go and I say, when they say pacemaker, and I say yes. And one time I said, actually, it's brain electrodes, and I never did that again. The woman was patting me down like she was afraid I would explode.
Got brain electrodes.
Boy, you gotta love airport security. A couple of final points. Dr. Mayberg and another doctor hold the patent on the procedure. This is still experimental, and FDA approval to make it widely available is at least several years away.
Well, that's it for tonight's show. I'm Drew Griffin.
And I'm Randy Kay. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for joining us.
Well, you're welcome. Okay. Okay, so, yeah, maybe I should have left it on that one. Whatever. This is my first reaction video. I thought I would do it on this video because I've already seen it like twice. I had to watch it for school, one of my college classes. But, like, oh my god, like, would you be able to do that? Like, I mean, I suffer from severe depression myself, but I don't think I'm that bad. I actually have feelings I can I have too many feelings, actually, which would be the opposite. I have an abundance of feelings. Okay? Okay. But I just, I think I'd be more happy down in the hole than knowing I'd have to have brain surgery. That idea just, even if you were just going to have brain surgery for like to remove a tumor or something, it would be hard, you know? I mean, I'd rather, I don't know, that's just cutting people open, and Anywho, I hope y'all liked the video. Hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and hit the notification button so you can be notified when I put up new material or new content. And also, share this video. Share. Be a share bear. Share. Learn to share. Share it here, share it there, share it over there. I don't care. Share. We need to make depression more known because so many people suffer from it needlessly. So anywho, again, I hope this video turns out. I hope I get to post it, and I hope you liked it. Alright. Bye. Have a great day.